I'm Jason Epperson. This is RV Miles, and it's time for the latest in RV and camping news. Welcome back, everybody. First up, RV sales data continues to bounce around a bit. After July's slight rise in sales over the same month in 2024, August saw a 4.67% drop, according to independent analysis from Statistical Surveys, Inc. of new vehicle registrations. That's certainly better than last August, which saw an 8% drop, but a drop is still a drop. When you divide things up, though, it's clear that the more expensive units are far underperforming cheaper travel trailers. Motorized RVs were down over 10% in August, with Class A motorhomes bearing the brunt of it, down almost 30%. Fifth wheels and Class B motorhomes were down in the 11 to 12% range, while Class C motorhomes outperformed the market with less than 0.5% drop, and conventional travel trailers dropped 1.37%. Basically statistically even on the year. So the number of units sold may be down around 5% over last August, but the dollar value of those sales is surely down significantly more. Statistical Surveys has begun tracking used RVs as well, which have seen a slight increase, up 1.09% year over year, with used Class B motorhomes outperforming the market, up over 11%. The RV Dealership Association has released its Quality Circle Awards, honoring 23 RV brands for achieving the highest scores in the association's 31st Annual Dealer Satisfaction Index survey. These brands received at least 15 dealer responses and scored 4.25 or above on a 5-point scale in overall dealer satisfaction in the association's survey conducted June through September. So take this with a grain of salt. These are brands that dealers, the people that are trying to sell you the RV, think are best. Sometimes that's because they make more profit on the unit or it just sells better, even though it's called the Quality Circle Award. However, dealers are asked to consider reliability, quality, and how responsive that manufacturer is with parts and warranty service. Dealers are like the end of the manufacturing line. They have to do all sorts of repairs and preparation when a unit arrives on their lot or when it gets sold, so they do care about quality quite a bit. The towable brands receiving awards are Alliance RV, their Avenue, Delta, Paradigm, and Valor trailers, Brinkley RV, Model G, I, and Z, Coachman's, Brookstone, Chaparral, Catalina, and Shasta, East to West, Ahara, Blackthorn, Dakota, Tandera, Alta, Longitude, Delaterra, Silver Lake, Forest River. Let me pause here a second to say Forest River is divided up in weird ways. Forest River has the Forest River division, and then Forest River has other brands that have their own divisions like East to West. Forest River's Cardinal, Cedar Creek, Cherokee, Columbus, Flagstaff, Ibex, No Boundaries, Paws, Puma, Arpod, Riverstone, Rockwood, Rogue, Sabre, Sandpiper, Sierra, Solaire, Surveyor, and Wildcat. Forest River has lots of brands. Some of them are sort of like the duplicate brands that have the same stickers on different units that are essentially the same. Grand Design's Imagine, Influence, Momentum, Reflection, Solitude, and Transcend. Gulfstream's Amerilite, Conquest, Innsbruck, Kingsport, Highland Ridge's Open Range, Jayco RVs, just says Jayco, Keystone RVs, Alpine, Cougar, Hideout, and Retreat, KZ RVs, Connect SE, Connect Mini, Durango, Durango Gold, Ridgeway Sportsman, Sportsman Sportster, and Sportsman Classic, Starcraft RVs, Venture RVs, Sport Trek Touring, Sienna, Stratus, and Sonic. An honorable mention went to Keystone RV's Bullet and Sprout towable brands, which were highly rated but not enough dealers to qualify for an award. The motorized RV manufacturers receiving awards were Coachman's, Galleria Beyond, Nova, and Pixel, Dynamax, Integra, Forest River's Class Cs, Grand Design's Lineage Class Cs, Gulfstream, Jayco, Leisure Travel Vans and Triple E, Newmar, and Pleasureway. Motorhome builders Airstream, Gretsch, and Renegade also received honorable mentions for being highly rated, but not by enough dealers to qualify for an award. So what I think is interesting is what brands did not get awards, and a few big ones. Tiffin, Winnebago Motorhomes, Airstream Trailers, Keystone's Montana. But again, take it with a grain of salt for lots of reasons. Smaller manufacturers like New Camp and Outdoors RV aren't going to show up on here either. RVDA received DSI responses from 495 dealership locations in the US and Canada that include 2,324 brand ratings. More in a moment, but first, this episode is sponsored by RVMattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. Get a real mattress for your RV instead of the cheap piece of foam that it came with at RVMattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. They sell real mattresses in all the odd sizes RVs require, like short kings, Olympic queens, odd bunk sizes, different thicknesses, and more. Their mattresses are toxin-free, made in their factory in Arizona, and shipped to you vacuum-sealed wherever you are. You just unwrap them and let them expand. They have a 120-night sleep trial, free shipping, and a limited lifetime warranty. But the best part is the RV Miles community gets 30% off, the best deal they ever offer, any day of the year with code RVMiles at rvmattress.com/RVMiles. That's rvmattress.com/RVMiles with code RVMiles at checkout for 30% off. RV manufacturing giant Lippert has acquired RV leveling equipment manufacturer Leveltron, known for their Bigfoot hydraulic landing gear, which is often an aftermarket upgrade for motorhomes, utility and equine trailers, and military and construction equipment. Lippert says Bigfoot systems offer solutions in the RV and utility trailer markets that Lippert has not historically filled, and much of that is aftermarket leveling installation. Lippert plans to expand Bigfoot's RV aftermarket footprint by making the leveling systems available throughout Lippert's vast distribution and dealer networks. Bigfoot leveling installations will continue to be offered at their White Pigeon, Michigan location, and Lippert plans to eventually expand installations at wherever Lippert factory service is provided nationwide. Reservation software company Campspot is touting that more and more state and local campgrounds are using their system. More than 300 publicly owned parks are now using Campspot, a 40% increase from last year and 74% increase from 2023. Campspot says that public parks on the platform are achieving 65% average revenue growth over their first year on the platform, which stems from a 49% average increase in reservations overall. Campspot is also used at many commercial campgrounds, and they provide their software at no cost to parks departments. We customers pay their fees instead. A wildfire broke out at Black Rock Campground in Joshua Tree National Park Sunday afternoon, and the area was evacuated and closed. About 66 acres have burned so far, according to reports. The fire is surrounded by flame retardant, according to CAL FIRE. Information is trickling in from folks like CAL FIRE, even though they're not directly involved in fighting it. A San Bernardino County Fire Protection District spokesperson said that the district is assisting Joshua Tree National Park and the Bureau of Land Management in managing the fire, but due to the federal shutdown, media contacts are not readily available from the National Park Service or the Bureau of Land Management, so we don't have a ton of details. As autumn sets in, the national average price for a gallon of regular gasoline has dropped a few cents to $3.08, down from last week, according to AAA, extending a fairly remarkable run of steady fuel prices over the course of this year. According to the Energy Information Administration, demand for gasoline has fallen to a 4-month low, contributing to the continued decline in pump prices. Not really a surprise there. It's the end of the big summer travel season, so demand often reduces at this time of year. But AAA says that with the third quarter of 2025 ending in higher gasoline inventories, and with this seasonal transition from summer grade to winter grade fuel, consumers are likely to see even lower prices at the pump in the coming weeks. A month ago, a gallon of regular fuel was $3.17 a gallon, and a year ago it was $3.20. Diesel has dropped slightly from last month, down to $3.65 on average nationwide, but up about 5 cents from a year ago. Before we wrap up with our final story, I want to tell you about our Mile Marker community. If you haven't considered joining our Mile Marker community, I hope you do. It's our paid support community, $7 a month or $70 a year, and essentially it just goes to support what we do and to make videos like this happen. As a thanks, we provide extra podcasts. We have a book club. We do fantasy football. You get discounts on our events and more. You can find out all about it at the link in the description below. Finally, the Monopoly Collect and Win game is back at McDonald's after being gone from the US for a decade. And the grand prize for collecting Boardwalk and Park Place stamps? Well, it's not $1 million anymore, but it is a 2026 Winnebago View 24D motorhome. Winnebago and McDonald's are also giving away a 2026 Winnebago Thrive 18 FBS travel trailer as an instant win prize. Thanks so much for being here. If you got something out of this episode, hit the like button. If you want more like it, subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.